Hey, how you doing, guys?
Good, good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Good to see you. How's things over? I take it you're over in the States still.
We are. We're closing in on the last bit of our 2 month tour, and
Yeah,
things are
about
good.
another
Yeah.
two and a half 2 weeks.
Oh, it's good that the tour's going well. It's yeah. And you're approaching as well the 40th anniversary of GWAR as well. Anything planned already for that? Like
We're
coming like
Sculpt
coming
is
to
always
Wales,
coming in good.
like coming to Wales for the 40th anniversary. That would be really good.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, we were just talking to the last guy. Like we plan stuff way out, and we're talking with management. It looks very likely that we'll be back there next summer, but we can't really say anything one way or the other.
Awesome.
But yeah, usually we do anniversaries for products. So if we re-put some stuff out, and we've got a lot of our back catalog back
Mhm.
now, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So we just did the 30th anniversary, not of GWAR, but of Scum Dogs. So it depends on what makes sense business wise, but we want to come back over there. We had a good time.
Oh God, yeah, it'd be great to see you over here again. Really would. I've got to say, we got sent a review copy of This Is GWAR the other week and sat and watched it. I can't praise it enough, guys. Absolutely fucking loved it. It was amazing. And I sat with my partner Tina and we just soaked it all in. Wasn't expecting to go through as many emotions watching it as well. I mean, there's all those. Yeah, there's obviously, there's the fuck yeah bits when you're watching you on stage, which is incredible. They're laughing at you guys, having fun and that. And then other bits just like really hit emotionally. Was just like, what, you come away from it like drained. It was so, so good. So, congratulations to everybody involved in putting that together because it's incredible.
Yeah, Scott Barber did an amazing job as the director of being able to take all the stories we gave him and all this footage of, almost 4 decades worth of stuff and finding a cohesive storyline there, and one that's really compelling and actually moving. I was very surprised. Like Bob said, it's not a movie I'm going to watch a lot.
Yeah, it's heart wrenching for us.
I bet.
Difficult to watch. Like, it was hard to live through. So it's
Yeah, I
to
mean,
watch.
yeah, it takes, as a viewer, it takes you through everything. So, we only just get a snippet of what it was like for you guys, to live through that as well. But it definitely comes across on screen.
Yeah, we were in the same interview just a minute ago, so I'll repeat myself a bunch. But we had a bunch of people approaching us over the years to do a documentary about GWAR, and a lot of them were fly by night, and a lot of them weren't, something that we thought would be very good because you get one shot at this. And then after Dave passed away, a bunch of people were coming at us, and a lot of them wanted to tell the story, the Dave died story, and we didn't think that was really fair. I mean, it was sensational. It would get a lot of watches, but that wouldn't really have done much for our career because we were still going.
Mm-hmm.
So Scott approached us, and he had a proof of concept, but it didn't really have an idea of the story he was going to tell. And that made us nervous. But then we thought, like, well, that'll be the most honest, probably stab at it.
Yeah, we got such a good feeling from Scott that we really trusted him with our story, and it's pretty impressive that he could get such a cohesive movie out of such a chaotic bunch of guys.
Yeah, because I said it flows brilliantly. And have you got any idea of the amount of hours of footage he'd got to go through to piece all of that together?
Well, so one of the things about it was when we, usually documentaries are made about a subject and they don't have any input on it, and we didn't want to like tell Scott what kind of movie to make because then it wouldn't have been really honest or really good.
Mm-hmm.
But we wanted to make sure that it didn't. If I was going to hand over, a lot of that is my archive I've been culling together for 30 years, and if I was going to hand that over to him, we wanted to make sure. Just the number one thing is that it didn't make us look foolish.
Yeah.
So the amount of footage that he filmed, and he started filming us before the pandemic, so I can't even remember how much hours he would come and ask us questions and shoot us doing things, and a ton of that, almost all of that, didn't make it in the movie because he was trying to figure out what story he was going to tell.
Yeah.
And then he started doing interviews with us. He flew to Richmond 2 or 3 times. But then the amount of footage he came to Richmond just several times to go through my archive and digitize. We had 2 VCRs hooked up to 2 computers down, digitizing tons of stuff over like a 3-day period. So I gave him, I don't know, maybe 50 or 60 hours worth of stuff. Then what he shot alone was, I don't even know. So a lot.
Hell of a lot. Yeah, to get through all of that is just incredible. I mean, has anything happened since it was put together and you thought, oh, damn, if only that could have gone in? Has anything significant happened where you've had that moment and you thought, well, that looked good in the documentary?
I think we felt that we should have, if we'd had more time before it got a distribution deal, if some of the ex-members that aren't represented at all had gotten filmed. But other than that, no. I mean, I think you can't tell a complete story of a band a 40-year band in 2 hours. And I think what he did was perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Close to perfect.
Yeah. I mean, we sat there and, the credits rolled at the end and we could have watched hours more of it because we were just hooked into it totally. When was the first time that you watched the finished product then? Did you manage to get together to watch it? Did you watch it separately when it was all put together?
No, we all went off to our respective holes and watched it. Right?
Yeah.
And what was that like? What was that like for both of you then when you watched it that first time?
It's rough because I mean it's like the first half of the movie is so great and you're feeling getting all these memories back, and then that those train wrecks are coming in the second act. But I lived through them.
And also, I've always, honored a lot of the other members, and to have like so much time put on a couple of us is something that I was almost uncomfortable about at first, having someone else. It helped that, Scott did it, but the first time it made me squirm a whole lot,
And also we've spent our whole career wearing masks and being characters and being hidden behind this war facade.
Yeah.
It felt pretty vulnerable to have that stripped away for this movie.
Yeah.
As instead of monsters.
Oh yeah. I should imagine so, because you guys really open up your hearts, which is what got us going. We were there and tears were going on, oh my God, this is heartbreaking the way it was going, because you watch it. I defy anybody to watch this documentary and to begin with not want to go and watch you guys live to begin with. You watch this and you think, I've got to go and see him live. Whether you want to be in the front couple of rows or not, that's up to you. I would love to be in the front couple of rows. But then as it goes on, you just get drawn into you. You forget about the characters of the band and you just get drawn into you as human beings. And I think that's where it really starts to hit home and why people, because I'm sure there's people who think, I'm not really into GWAR, I'm not going to bother with this documentary. I would tell everybody, watch this. It's my favorite documentary of the year, and I watch like a hell of a lot of documentaries. So, no matter what your musical taste may be, I would recommend this to everybody all the time.
Well, thanks.
Yeah. We saw the first couple reviews from the film fest it was in, and it was a lot of people that don't know anything about GWAR or had preconceived notions, and they were all blown away. Pretty much what you just said is pretty much what every single person has said. And we have this thing in America called Rotten Tomatoes, where you get reviews, and it's kind of a big deal. Like, I didn't know how important the tomato meter is, but we're one of the only movies that has like a totally 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. So
wow.
Scott did an incredible job, man. I mean, I just can't even say how happy we are with what he did.
And it's so good as well, because you said you've been archiving footage for the band for so long. What made you start doing that in the first place? Did you think, we've got something going here, I need to keep a record of this?
It's just in my nature. I love history, and I love history of counterculture, and I was a big fan of other things, and then I saw something that I joined wasn't really keeping its own history. So I just made piles of stuff. Pretty much. I made a little bit of a document of timeline, but basically I just had a pile of videotapes and a pile of flyers and a pile of tour books and things like that, and kept them in my office forever, just, you know, because I knew something like this would happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen a lot of documentaries about things I cared about that weren't very good because they didn't have that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a big difference.
Oh, it's huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we were watching this and, you know, and there was things coming up, like you said, photographs and archive footage, and then, you know, talking to you guys and the way it was all mixed up, and it would take you through the years and through the story. It made a big difference to draw you right into it all of the time. And during GWAR, when you look back, as you stand now, looking back at GWAR, what's the most immediate happy memory that brings to mind when you think, okay, at this point, when you look back at GWAR, what's the first great thing that jumps to your mind?
For me, it's a culmination of everything. Of just, I'm proud of, like, you know, I mean, I say in the movie, I'm proud of the crappy stuff, you know, because it led to other good things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just our not being afraid to try something, you know, really stupid and then learn from it, or, you know, celebrate it. So just kind of the fact that we made it happen. There's no other thing like us, you know. There's not many art collectives that are famous.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's Monty Python, there's SNL, there's a Fireside Theater. You know, we're more that than we are Slayer. And so I'm just immensely proud of the collective.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's with the rich history that you've got, and again, everybody listening to this, it's something that you really need to watch to get that history that comes up, that you're not aware of it. Like Tina, like I said, my partner, she watched it and she got no idea about the history of GWAR or anything. And she loves you guys now because this is like the sort of inroad to getting into you. So, you know, fingers crossed, definitely, like you say, if you get across next year, that we can get to see you live again. That would be incredible, because that obviously is the way to see GWAR. You've got to get that live experience, haven't you?
Oh yeah.
And that was the goal for this, because, you know, we were going to make or we may still make a early documentary about GWAR, but we have our fans, and we direct market to our fans. We have them already. They'll buy whatever because they're supportive and they love us. This was an attempt to get other people, just like your partner, to understand, hey, like, there's this thing that you may have never heard of, and you'll probably love it.
Or you may have heard of and you thought was something. And actually this is a great introduction to actually what's really been going on and behind the scenes.
Yeah, I mean, because she's an artist, and so, you know, all of the art stuff and everything, that drew her in immediately. And it's like, holy shit, I didn't know all of this. And then, you know, the story unfolds and you just get deeper and deeper into loving you guys. So, yeah, congratulations to her. I know you've got other interviews to do, and you guys are pretty busy. Fingers crossed, then, if you can get across here to the UK, hopefully we could meet up in person, do another show, and have another chat and a catch up about everything that's happening with GWAR. That would be awesome.
Well, we're pretty certain we're going to be there next year. So
yeah, we'd love to do that. We'll just hook it up with with our PR people.
Oh, that
surely.
That would be fantastic. Well, again, congratulations on a fantastic documentary. Keep doing what you do. You know, you've got lots of fans of this. I'm sure we'll bring in loads more new fans as well. So yeah, just keep doing it, because you guys are great. Love you.
Thanks so much, man.
All right. Thank you.